parent is never wrong. Yeah. But it's more general. It means an adult is never wrong. So when that's drilled in your head, if you now get abused by one of them, you're like, how can I go and report that? Do you know what I mean? Because in your head, it's like, no one's going to believe me because of the adults. And that's the downsides of, that's why I agree with what you're saying, is that it can't just be a blanket to everybody. That respect has to work both ways.
Now listening to the In My Opinion podcast, the home of edutainment, brought to you by Sakali, DTM, and Uzuma. So get your drinks, snacks, relax, and enjoy.
She said forever, ever.
But I mean, when we say forever, I think forever is crazy because with life, you don't know what could happen, man. You don't know.
Decision though. This is what I'm saying. It's the same thing. Like that's what I'm coming from.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. Obviously, that's your point. Yeah. No, I agree.
I agree, man.
I feel like this thing is more of a. I agree. See, when it comes to situations like this, I'm more on it's a case by case. It can't be tailored to everybody. Yeah. Like, if a woman feels like, yo, I can tell him, you know what I mean? It's like we're humans, isn't it? We know how human brain works, innit? I'll be comfortable, you know what I'm saying? I could have a girl that I know I can cheat on and go home and say, yo, I cheated and nothing's gonna happen. And I have a girl that I know that this is gonna be war.
Yeah, finished.
We all know this, and everyone makes their decision based on that. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He doesn't get physical. He's not whatever. So you know what? I can tell him this. Yeah. I'm not keeping it. Nothing's going to come out of it. Do you know what I mean?
But then some people can turn around and tell you that. Why are you with this person if you don't feel like you can? Some people can turn around and tell you that, though.
It's not about being with someone. It's more of a personality of that person. Same way as individuals, I can go to you and have certain conversations that I might not be comfortable. Like, it's just case by case. You know what I mean? I can tell him, he might not be happy, but he's not going to get with me. And some guys is like, I can't afford to go through this, so I'm going to, you know what I mean? Same as, that's just what I think it is. So for me, with situations like this, I just feel like it's a case by case.
But shouldn't there just be a moral code that most people follow?
Yeah, exactly.
This is how it is. We should communicate. Yeah. If we've had sex, both people have deposited shit that is going to make a child.
Yes.
So we have
a big deposit.
Things have been deposited. They've been deposited.
No, I hear what you're saying, but it can't be like that because it's still individuals. Do you know what I mean?
But we still follow codes.
No, but listen to what she's saying.
We follow codes all the flipping time. All of us do.
We're going to get married. We're going to do that.
You're going to get married, all of that stuff. But you want to change things because you feel this way. Do you know what I mean?
Like I said, for me, when you've gone through certain things in life, you start to understand certain things.
I hear you.
That's what I'm saying.
I hear you. No, I hear you.
I can understand why certain people will not say certain things to certain people.
Check this out. I think for me,
you know what I mean?
I think, speaking to your point, I think for me, conversations like this are important because in life, people, like, we make a lot of mistakes sometimes without thinking of the repercussion that comes with it. Yeah. Because you do certain things and it puts you in a situation where you have to make decisions like this. And this kind of conversations is kind of like getting ahead of that. Yeah. It's about things you need to start thinking about before you make certain decisions so you don't have to make this kind of choices. And that's what we're having this kind of conversation. For me, so I totally agree with you. There should be a code in terms of, like, so don't go through a lot of madness without thinking about it. Now when it's time, when all these things you've sown is now time to rip it, now you want to now start going, it needs to be a case by case. Nah, bro, you've made this decision all this way. Now you need to cash in. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Cashing in come with your head getting broken.
No, it's not, bro.
I'm saying this is even with guys. Imagine, like, you know what I mean?
But it happens every day.
Nah, man.
What happens every day?
Regardless of what I've done. I know, but what I'm saying to you,
I don't know why it's gone to the extreme. People get their head broken.
Why?
I don't know why we've gone to the extreme. That's what I'm saying.
Pregnant, but I'm saying even for guys, you can do something at home and get your head broken. You don't want to go through that. Because I'm always going to think, what have I done that warrants this? It doesn't warrant. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But they tell you, because you say you need to cash out.
Nah, I hear it.
I don't want to cash out, bro.
What I would say, especially to the young guys watching this, you know, for us, we're very vulnerable in this podcast. We speak out. I had my first pregnancy when I was pregnancy. Pregnancy.
He's rubbing
on me. My first pregnancy.
Who got pregnant?
Don't worry.
My first pregnancy. All right, let me start again. I had my first.
You got pregnant?
Yes, I got pregnant, nigga.
Okay.
He's a sassy man.
card.
Is it? I'm a sassy man.
You didn't even need to do all that.
Man said he needs to change that song from being a pusher man to a sassy man.
He's a sassy man.
He's a sassy man.
It actually goes perfectly.
It does, isn't it? Wow.
As you were saying.
I don't want to talk again.
Please.
Sorry.
We want to hear your take, please.
We had your first.
No, for real. Okay, to all the young men out there, I just want to let you know that to what DT's speaking on, like, you got to know what you're doing. I had my first pregnancy when I was 14. Yeah, and I cried like a baby.
Fair.
Like a baby. I just come back from Uganda, did a stint there, I got shipped back, and I thought my dad's gonna send me straight back. Straight back. I was crying, I was begging the girl, I said, please, we're 14 by now.
So this was in Uganda?
No, here. Yeah.
And then you had been shipped?
I come back from being shipped.
When you come
And that's the first week
And
you
this
came
is what you
done.
did?
Now, pick up where we left off.
That's okay. It was backed up. It was backed up.
I was backed up.
It was backed
Like I
up.
said, I was stupid. I was young. I was going off of what I saw all my boys doing, and she got pregnant, and I cried. I cried so bad. I cried, and I've never begged someone in my life where I begged that girl. I was like, please, I beg you, don't.
She told you, right?
That what?
She told you.
Yeah, she told me.
Okay, I see. No,
She's keeping
I'm
it.
just making sure.
How you mean? Should I be keeping it?
How you
We're going to
mean?
be a family. I said, with
We
who?
are going to be a family.
I'm on a bunk bed. I don't even have my own room. Okay, I share a room with 5 niggas. Okay.
Oh.
How am I going to be a father to your baby?
Oh, no.
But she was not having it.
And she's also 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That girl was in love, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
They call it lost.
What's that, year 9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9, year 10. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
And this is what happened. And
That's
the thing
He
crazy.
is,
had mine though. He had mine to be going raw 14.
most.
Oh no!
All right, the truth is, can I be real?
Go on.
Oh, go on.
I didn't know how to put the dom on, bro. I tried. I tried.
You know,
Left,
they didn't
right.
give you that banana lesson.
No,
You
they didn't give me
get
that lesson.
Oh,
Which lesson?
shit.
No,
The banana
it
lesson.
kind of
Sex
happens in
ed.
year 9.
Yeah,
It does.
it does. It
happens.
happens a lot, actually.
She probably missed it.
Yeah.
You missed the sex
Yeah,
ed,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I feel like it was year 10. I don't feel like it was year 9. I feel like it was beginning of
year
year
nine,
10.
year 10.
Yeah, year 9, year
Either
10.
way.
Yeah, either way. In the beginning. In the beginning. You kind of know what I was going through.
Oh, I think I know who he is as well.
Can we just focus?
Oh,
Okay.
wow, I know who he is.
Anyway,
Oh,
so
my God.
the point I'm trying to make is,
Oh, my God.
I then had to just go with the wind, basically.
Imagine-
And
and what
sadly,
happened?
she did
Yeah.
lose the baby.
She did.
But at the time, I remember...
Sadly.
Yeah, very
Okay,
sadly.
no, I didn't hear that part. I just
Yeah,
wanted to-
sadly. Sure. But the point I'm trying to make to the mandem is, if you're going to lay with someone unprotected, you have to be prepared for a child. That's the way I think.
Yeah.
I agree,
Do you know what I
bro.
mean? Yeah, I just don't
totally
understand how
agree,
people
fam.
can lay with
I'm like,
someone.
what? You're pregnant?
And then be like, but no.
you
What
beat
do
that.
you
Like,
think
what do
was
you think is
gonna
gonna
happen?
happen?
No, the first thing they say, it's not mine.
Yeah.
But how do you know?
It.
You were also there. Even if I came after you, you were also there.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, man, them. And ladies as well, don't lay with a guy unprotected if you don't want him to be the father of your child.
You're allergic, you know. They tell you.
And
You're
They're
allergic to latex.
they're allergic to yeah.
Hey, you and your child will also be allergic.
When
Fake
this is
news.
the story I met you during activity. That's the story that we do. All you know,
As a man, you're weak, fam.
Wear like dogs,
You're
man.
weak.
And you,
So you don't have to wear thing. Ah, bread dog.
Nah.
Why are we so weak like this?
So
bruv?
weak. I'd be like, oh,
it's
you
true,
can't.
you know,
Yeah.
men are
Again.
weak.
No, but it's mad because I've been presented with that.
Don't do.
Okay,
What
so
do you
what did
mean?
you do?
So
When
when she says that,
Do you know
Yeah.
that counts to your own? You better shut up over there.
do you know what men say when you tell a guy, oh, I can't use latex, you know, I'm allergic. You say, what, you gonna get the pill in the morning yet?
in the morning? That
You're
plan B.
gonna get the plan B in the morning. Like,
The plan B.
Because you're so weak, you're like, well, I tried.
You tried.
That's
the money that you're happily pay. You're happy to
Yeah,
pay
yeah,
that
you're gonna
money.
take the
That's
bill.
crazy.
Yeah.
But they give it
But
free.
you know, no, they do give it free for
Yeah,
some
it's free.
people, but also
For
as
some
well,
people,
like,
some
I
people.
really do hate. Although I am definitely pro-choice and stuff, it's just like this lackadaisical attitude.
I
towards
agree.
Abortions and
I agree.
Plan B and everything like that.
I
because
agree.
The toll it takes on a woman's body
I hear
is
it.
a lot, especially when you're
Facts.
I hear
young. You know
it.
what I mean? And like you think that is all nothing, and you just
100%.
could see
Yeah.
problems. You know what I mean?
There was
Later down
people
the line.
popping plan Bs like they were sweets.
I now
Starburst.
realizing now they can't have a
crazy.
baby. You
Yeah.
can't do all of that. You
Yeah.
can't get all of that madness is happening.
know what I mean?
It's crazy,
It's not
man.
even just that long-term effects on your body. It's actually super painful. And
Wow.
a lot of women don't actually know, and they don't talk about it because there's shame around
Yeah.
when they've actually taken the morning after pill, how painful it actually is.
Is
leading
it?
up to your period is super painful again. It's really actually very traumatic. But some folks can put it in a little box like, that's pain I can deal with and do it again. And what you're doing to your body, you're just messing up all of your hormones.
Is-
And if you do it repeatedly, that's that one pill. But then if you add on actually having abortions, and then also like when they actually are scraping from you as well, that's when
scraping what? Sorry.
Well, depending on how far you go along. So now they can give you a pill. I think it's up to like 10 weeks now. You can take a pill. That's still a lot on your body. But if you go past 10 weeks, usually I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called a D&C, but they actually do like an internal scraping of the embryo out of you. They can cut certain things, and so it's like you're ruining your body.
That's brilliant.
Are you serious?
It's all trauma. All of this is trauma. It doesn't matter if you're taking a pill, you're getting that done, you are causing trauma to yourself.
So I think like it's the pressure not all men, some men put on the women.
They do.
That like, you know what, let's go bareback, we'll do this.
Yeah.
Just have an abortion, I'll pay for it. Don't worry, or you can just take the pill, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? It's not fine. Do you know what I mean? That's the messaging I think needs to be out there.
There should be
young people.
Precaution. It shouldn't even be like the go-to. Really. And the fact that it is the go-to for so many black people, like the numbers are too high as it is. It shouldn't be like we can do this. It should be the last measure.
Prevention better than cure.
So what do you think? Like prevention? Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You lot
prevention.
have just shook me up, bro.
That's mad. Why are you shook up?
I did not know about that.
Yeah, why are you shook?
But no, I didn't know about scraping. I didn't know about that. I just thought it was pills.
That's the price you
mad.
pay for that sweetness.
But no, you can be sweet sometimes.
Anything sweet, there must be bitterness.
At the end of it.
Look at that, your little 2 minutes of joy.
2 minutes. I don't know what kind of people you've been dealing with.
on our
2 minutes.
I'll have you know I can do
I'll let you know it's 2.5
minutes.
I'll let you know it's 2.5
minutes.
That 30 seconds means something.
A good 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
That
5
30
minutes.
seconds means something.
5 minutes.
Hard boy.
I start thinking about Mrs. Bouquet. You might not know about that.
Count sheeps, man.
No way, is that what you go to? People used to
I
do
think I
that.
snakes.
No way.
Yeah, I think of Mrs. Bouquet. Be like, oh, darling, what did she call her husband? I don't even remember.
God.
Yeah, and I just,
So you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't just think of
that's what you
snakes
go
like most
to.
people.
Snakes.
No.
But you're thinking of different things.
I just think of snakes.
Snakes?
Yeah.
What do you think of?
What's a snake gonna do?
Yeah.
When you don't want to bust.
No, but I hate snakes.
What do
It
you
makes
mean?
my body cringe.
That
So
is
when I
mad.
think about
No.
that, I'm just reset.
To me, snake is the
I
devil,
could do
so I
another
wouldn't
10
think that.
minutes.
What do you think about?
What do you think about?
I mean, I've mastered my art very carefully recently.
Wow, look at PR training.
PR training.
PR media train.
There are too many guys there.
Wow, you've mastered that. So for us, what a week.
You was weak, but now
Okay.
you're
Now you're strong.
now you're flying.
No, but like, give tips then. What's the
Yeah,
master?
yeah, yeah.
I think it's just
Key gal
when I'm
exercise.
in a certain position, I have to control them. Not this way. So I direct it in the way I want
You
it
know
to
the
go.
word is that missionary. That would done you.
Which
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
Missionary,
yeah,
forget
never.
about it. When,
Yeah,
when
never
you lay
did.
on top of each other, nah, forget about it. I
Yeah.
don't want to look at you in the face, bro.
Dead that.
Please.
Yeah, dead
No,
that.
no, don't do that.
You
Don't
have
do that.
to
Don't do that.
restrict-
Don't do that.
Restrict the movement. Very, you know.
When she tries to switch lanes and then we'll come back to this lane. Explosion here.
He said, even make another move, we're
If you
done.
dare move, we're finished.
You have to imagine, we say, you want me to?
You guys so dumb.
Now with him. I think you want us to end here. After that just started. You better move carefully. Yeah, you better move so yeah. You better
Have you tried
Like
Blue
pictures.
Chew?
What?
Blue Chew. So like all of the pods are sponsored by Blue Chew.
No, what's that?
So it's a pill that you pop, yeah. It's not like Viagra. It's kind of similar
Adjacent.
to it, but
Viagra
it's supposed to
adjacent.
keep a man going for longer. And so like, apparently it makes you stronger as well.
Blue pill.
It's Blue Chew.
What's the
I've
blue
never
chew?
heard of it.
Hey, man, you're already Googling it. Blue, oh, you know about this?
Yeah.
I
I don't know if it's really.
Have you used it before?
Similar. Have you
Are you
used
sure? Your eyes like you know a lot about
My
it.
worry about taking stuff like that, my body will
Yeah,
used to it.
church.
Before I use Viagra,
Research. Oh, okay.
Before I
Research
use Viagra, I
purposes.
use Buratash. This is how you put it on the tip.
Oh, the
Like,
numbing
put it
one.
to
It's like a
it.
numbing.
I use
You
that
still
before I
use
use
that? Where did
Viagra.
you get that
No,
from?
no, big man thing.
You can
Where
get
did you get that
Buratash.
from?
Remember that time we went to
You
the
can get Buratash,
you can get it in a
bro.
sex toy
Chinese
shop.
herb.
Remember that time we
Chinese
went?
herbs.
So we
This
did.
guy's
It will mess with
It
the.
rig
you
my
know,
roll.
the excitement.
There's a lot of hormones.
So basically,
imbalance.
we did a Secret Santa with some of our friends, and there were women on this as well, and it was sex toys. Yeah.
Okay.
It was mad what I got, fam.
We went to he got. Did you get the butt
I got a
plug?
ball gag, fam. No, I didn't get that. No,
You got ball gag.
Oh, you got a ball gag.
Huh?
He was gifted.
No, that's what he was gifted.
That's what I was gifted.
Why did someone think to give that
I don't know why.
Oh, no,
it was
we messed
random.
about.
It was random, so we
got
shuffled
someone.
it.
We got someone a butt plug, a foxtail butt plug.
Yeah, butt
Do
plug.
they use it?
I don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We never followed up.
We never followed up. We never confirmed.
What did you get?
I don't even. What did I even get? I can't remember. You know.
They gave you that thing that they put on your neck, man. They put, you know that thing that they put on your neck and they pull you around like a dog.
Like a
No,
dog.
you
Do I look
got.
like someone that's been
And he got the whip. And he got the whip as well. He got the whip.
Do I look like someone
No,
that's
she's doing that to my boy. You got a cock ring.
I got cock ring.
a box game with sex positions.
I got a box game as well. I got two.
But then, mine was boring. But when I heard of his, I said, let me go and buy his one.
That's what he's doing.
it?
I bought it, the cock ring, yeah?
It's a walking
It's
violation.
alright.
Did it have you lasting longer?
It don't make you last longer.
No, because
So basically, I don't want to start explaining this.
So basically, the
Nah, I
cock
can't
ring,
explain
right?
this. It's turning into a sex show, fam.
Sex podcast.
Come like lip service, fam.
So you put it on the.
Okay.
No.
No, it's different types.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So here it is. So this one.
It's for your outer friend.
Say this is my cock, but I need two fingers, but I'll use one. Now,
Don't lie, don't lie.
I'm joking.
Use the big one before they say you're sassy. Don't use this one,
These are
bro.
probably saying men with short penises are sassy.
Together. Say if this was my...
Anyway, say this was my penis, yeah? You put the ring on, so the ring is
Yeah, it
here.
goes all the
Why
way
your
to the
eyes
back.
shine bright when you're staring at it?
So every time you hit the vagina and the clitoris, it's vibrates. Zoom, zoom.
Okay.
So for me, I even like go zoom, zoom.
Why you go zoom, zoom? He's so
It
Yeah,
It turns into a diesel engine.
literally.
Walking diesel engine.
It's amazing.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Amazing for both of you.
Yeah, for everybody involved.
Do you get a bit of pleasure from it as well?
Yeah. When the
vibration,
waterfall
innit?
is just over splashing, it's amazing.
It's a sprinkler system.
The sprinkling
The
everywhere.
sprinkler system. When it
It's
activates
beautiful.
the sprinkler
But I only
system.
use them. I only use it when it's in the hotel side, not in my house, because
Why?
Really? What?
the
You don't
sheets
like changing
and the
sheets?
bed. No, the
Oh,
sheets.
me, I like changing sheets.
Why do you like so?
Me, I like changing
what-
sheets, so.
What happened to the sheet?
The
have
sheet
to
was
change
just
Your
the
sweat,
sheets.
man.
overpouring. What do you mean?
I don't know what's wrong. Yeah, just change
No,
it,
because
bro.
listen,
So
I'm
that the
telling
sweat
you.
on the bed is
It's
saying
not my
what
sweat.
you
No,
did.
listen.
What damage did you do
When
to
we
your
use-
sweat? You sweated on the bed.
What you did?
Like,
Like, no, I want me.
Check me, yes, you was sweating.
Listen, don't listen to this guy. When we use that apparatus,
Yeah.
Which apparatus?
I'd never seen her overcome like that.
Wow.
And I mean that figuratively speaking and actually literally speaking.
Okay.
It was over squirting. And when we put down the
Oh my
sheets
God.
here,
We hope you're telling the truth because I'm gonna stay in the comment section. If someone come and start
fake news.
denouncing these
Anyway,
things you're saying,
when we check the sheets, it went into the mattress.
Oh.
of course it's gonna
Yeah.
go into the mattress.
Let's go
What
to
do you
the
think?
second one. No.
And it's gonna leave that patch on your bed. That's gonna be that patch.
Wait.
That's the truth. The patch is gonna be there.
You've make square telling you. I've done that.
Why you saying?
No,
Are
I'm
you
not
there?
saying. No, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying it's wrong.
What's the man doing?
I always
What is the beef? You said, because she said she wanted to see the beef.
Why
Yeah,
man?
you've made the
Why
girl
man?
come.
She said
But
she wants to
squatting
pee.
is another level, you know.
Yeah.
That one's always on smoke.
No.
So wait. Are you trying to check me,
No,
telling me I've never made a
I'm
girl
not
squirt
checking you, but
before?
I'm trying to understand.
He's
Like, the way man
like,
just say it, like he just,
Yeah.
I just made a.
You said you have
No,
done
Like you
that.
don't
because
believe it.
I'm not shit stirring. I'm just saying.
Because we need to unpack this. Have you never made someone squirt? Is that
I've
why?
made a calm, but I've not done
How do you know?
I've not read that place.
How do you know?
I've not seen the squat. I've not seen the squat, but I know.
Okay, fine.
You never seen
I'm not
squirt?
seeing-
Okay.
I'm
Don't
not-
project your
To be
unsquirtiness
fair,
on me.
But I know what you're saying, but the
not
way
all
man
women
has
can squirt though. Not all women can squirt.
Not all women can
Okay.
squirt, so it's not your fault.
But you
Are you
guys
sure?
is-
Not
no,
all
but I-
women.
How can you
No.
say that? Really? I'm telling you.
It's because
as a
he's going
woman,
5 for 5.
No, don't do that.
Not all women can
But
squirt.
you know what? No. The reason I went to this point, is because sometimes the way men just like, I don't know if it's a ego booster. I'm not saying that's the case,
Yeah, no, I
It's
feel
like
ya.
just to say, I'm
I
like,
know what you
no.
mean, but then why are you calling out your boy like
No,
that?
no,
though?
no,
But you
no.
can say like men cat. Why you doing him like that?
He's used apparatus.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he learned
It's
from you now.
enhanced.
It
He
was
learned
enhanced.
from you.
It's
So the apparatus everywhere.
Everywhere.
So now you want to use
How come when you used it, it didn't do that for you?
They just confirm to you that not all women can squirt.
Oh, whatever makes you sleep at night.
No, but not all women can.
Exactly.
Why are you doing that to your boy, fam?
Let me
I
just
don't
say.
need to talk to you.
Don't talk to this guy.
No, what's that word you say?
Nana, you see what you've done here?
What did I do?
No, I'm
Why are you letting him? But you did what you did. So why do you? What does it matter what he said?
Because he drew me out in the public. Now everyone's going to see
No,
this.
I didn't say you're lying, but I'm just
To
saying.
be fair, if people can't start coming on comments, start denouncing these things, I can't lie. Me, I'm
Let them
supporting you
denounce.
right now. I
Let them
believe
denounce.
you.
One thing about me, I would never lie. But if I'm dead in bed, I'm dead in bed. What can you do?
So when did just for learning purposes?
Learning purposes.
Where did this thing go? Where
Where
did it go?
This guy
What
really
did
trying
you
to
do everywhere?
investigate your claims.
No, I'm not investigating. But I'm trying to.
Okay.
I want you to give him like a walkthrough.
Listen,
How
just
did
go
it
and
happen?
type in X videos squatting, and that will
I've
give you.
seen it. I've seen it.
Then what you saw is what I experienced.
Those movies, these are professionals. You find a pro. You just found one. You just found one.
So maybe an amateur.
You found somebody from Basingstoke. Now you're saying, everywhere. These are professionals. The ones I watch, I know their name. I can name them.
What did you do to this guy?
I don't know.
No. But
Man said you found some
You know
Basingstoke.
what? This is Nana's fault because she walked in and said, I like the way you lot are just honest with each other and da 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 da.
Oh, yeah, this honesty has gone too far.
Now
Swear
look what
down.
you've
This
started.
is mad.
Apparently, I'm not good at pleasing.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
He did that. You made her. You did that.
You did that, my boy.
Wow.
This guy
Hopefully
don't
one
believe
day
you, fam.
I can end up
He
there.
don't
But for
believe you.
now,
I know he doesn't. I know he doesn't.
You give me some tips and tricks.
But keep me out of it, bro. Let me just stay in my lane.
We haven't even started the main topic.
Sorry.
Goodness sake, we have
Wow. I swear to God, I knew today was going to be like this.
Yeah.
Because, bro, it's been brewing.
Yeah.
We knew we were going to go for like hours.
Okay.
It's okay.
So just to finish off to our brother.
This guy's taking all the steam out of you.
I'm finished.
It's like, you don't understand. Why are you doing like this, bro?
I'm sorry.
The conversation was flying, now you're deflating.
And our brother didn't deserve that.
You've checked his ego, fam.
No, my ego's in check.
Are you sure?
Because at the end of the day, as long as for
You
me,
know what you did.
I'm certified in my experience, in my performance.
Rain everywhere.
My
boy did
not
that.
rain, thunderstorms. What do you mean?
Thunderstorm, yeah.
Yes. What's
Rain
up?
everywhere.
It has a bit of smell to it, though, innit?
Yeah.
It has to be what?
It has a bit of smell to it, but go on.
What?
What?
It shouldn't.
It does.
Okay.
It does. Don't say it does, because otherwise I'm going to start backing him. It does.
back
What you're
it, bro.
saying?
The one I
has
did not
the smell to it.
It has a bit of it. It doesn't smell like water. Don't actually like. It does have a little bit of smell to it. Though.
Okay.
That's what I meant. It does have a bit of smell.
It's not piss.
It's not piss. What else is coming out, Auntie Nana? If something coming out of there is not water or piss, there's problem. What else could be coming out?
It's not.
No, I'm just trying to understand.
They say it's not, but
It's not.
I was told it's not. I don't know what it is.
no, they say it's not, but brother, it smells close to it.
It's like a liquid. It's separate to your piss.
It
funnel
comes out from
anyway.
a different.
Oh, it's not the same place.
No.
I've not been there last time.
Why are you
No,
hollering
I'm saying,
for?
you know what I'm talking about? What's wrong with this guy?
Don't listen to them.
I've not done it, so I don't know. It's not happened to
It's
me.
fine.
I can be honest.
It's
No,
fine.
it's fair.
Definitely.
It's fine.
It's not piss. It's another hole that it comes out of. But we have different fluids in our body.
By the way.
All the time. And so when you're able to hit that G-spot on a woman, not all women though,
Not all
some
women.
Some.
will
Yeah.
be able to secrete
Yeah.
that fluid.
In a very
which
forceful.
comes out a lot.
forceful.
Sometimes it's a trickle.
I'm just looking at my baby's in trouble. This was up.
So now you've got a task to try.
Yeah. Report back.
You need to try and find it.
Report back. And I hear.
Talk to your girl first. Don't put no pressure on her.
I will find it.
But I
You need
hear.
to find it. You have a task.
Cunnilingus helps. Uzi, cunnilingus. It helps.
What do you call it?
You know the cunnilingus now. The one you like to do.
What's that?
When you're overeating.
Eating what?
The nani.
Oh, this guy.
The
I don't know
nani.
what you were talking
Can we move on?
Can we
from this?
move on? Yeah.
Let's
You
move
have
on
been
from this.
snitching on my ass.
What, you don't go
They've
down?
been snitching on my ass like crazy.
You don't
snitching on my ass.
You don't go down.
You don't go down. Or is that your favourite thing?
I have all the
He has
titles.
my mastery.
Shut up.
Oh, okay.
Ah, this guy.
I learned from you.
He's got a book. He's got a book. He's got a book out. New York best-selling.
He leaves no crumbs.
No, none at all.
No crumbs on
I'm a
them.
specialist.
So keep on trying.
Now,
He said keep on trying.
Yeah, keep
That's
on trying.
mad.
Oh, you like where the crumbs?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, figuratively speaking. No cottage cheese, right?
Yeah, please,
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
This is brave.
said Jesus.
Can we move on from
I'm
I didn't
trying,
say that.
but
I
that
didn't
was
say
sorry,
that.
sorry.
I didn't say
That
that. I
would've
see
been
where you're
good.
trying to go. Can you move on from
Can I
this?
move on?
Yeah, move on.
Our brother.
So Carly's gonna get you back, but I'm just saying.
not.
I didn't do nothing to him.
Water under the bridge, water off a duck's back. We're good.
I didn't do
Hey,
nothing.
can Doc have water?
did I do?
Yes.
To our brother, we said compromise. Tell her to tell.
Tell him.
To tell who? What was it? I don't even know what the advice was.
Jesus Christ.
Tell her to tell him.
No, the finishing advice was either you just go and tell your boy, or
Your
speak to the
take.
girlfriend.
We haven't
I know,
finished. I've been trying to
imagine.
move on.
It was you speak
We need
to
to
the,
give
you know,
final
it's the
advice to
wife,
our
innit?
guests.
Yeah.
You speak to the wife.
Yes.
You tell the wife,
Yeah.
listen, you got a month to go and talk to your boy about.
You're giving him a
this."
month?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
month.
Yeah, that's
Come and give her
decent.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Go and speak. You tell your husband about this, or I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother, you've heard this.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
me-
we all agree on that one.
Yeah.
We all agree on that one.
Or tell him why you can't tell him.
Justify.
Moving on, we were supposed to talk about.
We was meant to.
How did we get? I'm gonna have to watch that.
Oh
back.
my
How-
God.
We want to talk about the disconnect between, like the younger generation and our. Well, I thought it was our generation. Are we still the same? Can I?
No.
No.
We're not.
Okay.
No.
The younger generation and the older generation, the disconnect. And I wanted to use a video that I think
Wait,
we've all seen. Oh, go on.
Okay, no, sorry, I was gonna say.
No, go on.
No, technically, I'm the same generation of them. I'm like the oldest of their generation.
Ah, you trying to disown Nana now?
No, I mean, because
It's literally like 9 months apart, but okay.
if we go by years, yeah.
Okay.
I'm the oldest millennial.
Okay.
And you're Gen X.
And you got they're millennials.
Yeah, no, you are Gen X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm actually called a zennial.
Yeah.
Banang. All these new
Gen
terms.
Z.
But
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
go
But
on.
anyway, sorry.
So I was
digress.
going to say the video that was going around today of the dad badding up the son for
Yeah.
like moving to his daughter at the bus stop. I feel like the son handled it quite well. I don't know what do you lot think?
You mean that's not his son?
No, as in,
No, as
sorry,
in
somebody's son.
Somebody's
Sorry.
son.
So a man found his daughter
I've seen the
with a
video.
guy at a bus stop, and he just went berserk on him. The daughter, the dad mass handled the daughter as well, didn't
Yeah,
he?
she got
Yeah,
pushed into the car.
grabbed
Yeah,
her
he
up
grabbed
against
her
the
up,
car.
which I don't condone either.
And then went to the man. And
Back in my day,
back in my day,
we would find, I don't know, the back of a bin, the part, hide. We wouldn't do it just there on the street. Do you know what I mean?
bus stop, yeah.
Yeah, at the bus stop. And if someone's dad came, I think I'll be on the floor kneeling down. Oh God, I'm sorry. I don't know what possessed me. But I feel like the youth of today, it seemed like, I don't know what was said, but it seemed like he just kept getting angrier. The dad.
Oh, so you're blaming the kid?
I'm not blaming the kid,
Okay.
but I'm just trying to imagine, because I don't know what was said. Could he have been talking back, stuff like that?
it didn't look
It
like
didn't
it.
look like
His
that.
body language looked like it was
Yeah.
shortcut.
Yeah.
But anyway, but
It looked like
proceed.
his dad was winding himself up.
Okay. But I just feel like, okay, let me not put that jacket on him, but kids of today don't have that same respect for adults that we had when we were growing up. Do you know what I mean? When I used to go to the barber shop, I told these guys I would sit there and just wait to be called. Even if it was my turn. And people would come before me, but because I was so respectful of the adults. Whereas today, if you came into the barber shop and someone tried to take your turn, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So what do you think the reasons are for that disconnect?
I feel like that's a fair thing to take place, though. Like in terms of your barbershop etiquette, I don't actually think that's a good thing that you would be sitting there and people are taking the piss. Like, I don't care what age you are. And that would be the same as I would tell my sons.
I
Like,
suffered.
if you have your place, you get up and you go and sit in the chair. Like people shouldn't disrespect you. And that's kind of the same for the boy in the bus stop, you know. I think the dad was bang out of order. He definitely was firmly my enemy of progress. Like that is absolute fuckery's behavior. If that was my child,
I know.
this is what kids do, yeah?
By the way.
They do hug up at bus stops and trains, and if it's behind a bin, whatever, this is what they do. They look like two teenagers. You can't come over to my son and boops him in his head,
Can you imagine?
shout at him, and at best, I'm calling the police. Realistically, something's happening to you.
I'm calling psycho.
So exactly,
That's what I'm doing.
exactly. Lady Shane is coming for you. Like, no, it's not okay, and that's not good parenting. He's not setting a good example for his daughter. He may not even be around next year. You don't know who his peoples are.
That's true.
It's actually not okay. So, nah, I think we have to have respect for young people. Doesn't matter.
Oh, respect goes
who they
both
are.
ways.
Yes, definitely.
I think more so, man. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely think respect goes both ways. But I do think there are kind of like some fundamentals that some young people are just missing. Do you know what I mean? Just because they don't interact in the same ways that we did. Do you know what I mean? Like they have less contact with each other, I think. You know what I mean? Like the face to face. A lot of them can't even make eye contact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're really anxious as people as well, kind of thing. So I think like I just don't know if they know how to express themselves in a polite way at times, you know? You know what I mean? Especially see that a lot in work and everything. And I think they're a bit too boshy sometimes. Like, do you know what I mean? Like just be not patient like what you're saying, but you don't always have to take center stage. I think there's a thing there. But yeah, I did feel for that kid though. I thought, yeah, like you don't even know who his people are at all. Do you know what I mean? And like he done well to walk away like that kind of thing. And I think like the dad, I don't know what's going on with him. I was just like, whoa, you've got some issues.
Yeah.
Your daughter's gonna run back to him.
Facts.
Probably this evening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
He's gonna sneak out the window and that.
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, bro. I think even though I think some kids do need some spoopsing up, but in this particular situation, the dad was totally out of pocket, bro. And with his stupid orange hat, fam, like all poking in the boys. Yeah, like it's a joke, man. But I just feel like personally, he needed to regulate his daughter in that situation. The young man ain't done nothing wrong, innit? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But like to me, don't get me wrong, because I'm a father of daughters, like, brother, that's one of my biggest fears.
I know.
Every time I drive past a bus stop, all of that, I just see these young kids at the bus stop just gripsing up in the corner. I'm like, yo.
Even at the tube station,
Sometimes
bro.
I even be looking, I try to look at it, because the girl's always facing the other. I try to look, is that my sister? I'm always trying to look, because, like, you know what I mean?
Just
like,
in case.
So I could imagine what's going through his mind. But as a man, especially of your father, your wherever it is, you have to be able to contain your emotions. Because we're trying to talk to these young kids to control their emotions, know how to work through things. But your example, you're crashing out basically. Because if that boy's parents were like his brothers got some like, bro, yeah, mashing work on you tonight.
By the way.
He's gonna bring them to your yard. They're gonna, you know what I mean, innit? So it's like, and you just, out of emotion, you've escalated the situation differently, and it's lose-lose. So I feel like he should have just taken his daughter and do a bit more work in that area, or maybe even try to educate. Like, look, if you lot, I know I can't control this, but there's a better way to represent and respect yourself. It was a moment for him to educate rather than take that action. It took the what he's done in it. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But and to your point as well, obviously, I think the main thing, the disconnect, right? I also feel like this generation, they're growing up completely differently to a lot of all of us. Like, and to some of the points you raised, like these guys are being raised off of social media, tablets, phones. Like from when they're babies, their parents, you know, they're handing you phones. So they're growing up completely different. While in our time, wherever it is, you got to go outside and play. There's a lot more interaction and interacting with people.
That's true,
actual
you know?
people. So you know how to deal with certain things. You know how to control certain situations. But when you're here and everything you do is just online. I was talking about this the other day. I can't remember. Like back in the days, when we're like, if you see a girl that you like, you're gonna run up to across the road on road. Hey, yo, excuse me, my size. You know all these words. What's your name? My type. All of these words. Chung ting, a painting. You know, you say all these things. You move to girls, and back in those days, online was the creep. Like, stay off the social media, like, stay off internet, because the groomers, all of that stuff is there.
You have to do it in
but
real
now,
life.
it's a reverse thing now. Now, you can't go and chat up no woman on road. You're a creep, bro. Get away from me. Like, do you know what I mean? But
Will she even stop to listen?
But now online...
That's
always been the case.
What's that always been the case?
Yes.
What's always been the case? Which one?
You don't want to talk to guys on road. Especially,
Uh-huh.
100%.
That was my experience.
It's the approach.
Yeah.
That one, what do you mean? In what sense?
It's more of the approach. I think it's been there even when we was about. It's how you approach the girls. You know what I'm saying? Because if
I'm confused, bro.
Remember,
you man are talking when there was no internet. How you approaching people online?
But I'm saying the creep thing.
What do you mean?
Literally,
you chatting to people online?
No, before we were around before internet.
So what I'm saying,
Do you know
what
what I
was I
mean?
saying?
So
Yeah,
like,
how did you meet
trying
guys?
to
Yeah.
talk to you, it was a battlefield for them. Because if you ain't got everything that you want, like, nah, we're not talking to you.
So how was guys
how did
chatting?
you meet
How was
guys?
you meet
Yeah.
They have to.
It's a minefield. It was different because
have
you don't have all the steps. Like,
Yeah.
yes, they're going to be like, all of that stuff.
Chung ting.
But if you're not really on them, they have to take that L.
Yeah.
And there wasn't the escalation of violence that you see now, but they still had to take an L. You may get cussed a little bit, but the violence is very different now.
You guys
It's a
have
different
lost me.
scale.
What do you mean?
Because
You're talking
that's
about
how
back
it
then.
went.
What was it? How was you guys
had to
getting?
get chirps,
Where?
but you
On
liked
roads?
them a bit, yeah.
Or
Well, you're
clubs.
saying the
More
same thing
clubs.
I'm
It was
saying.
clubs.
It was clubs. I was
All
saying more
clubs.
clubs. Yeah.
So you're saying
But
on
you
road
guys,
it never happened?
kids,
You never
they
go
don't
with
really
your
go
roads
there.
back in the days?
Yeah, but like you wouldn't
Yeah.
really talk to guys on road.
No.
Like, nah.
So may I ask, sorry, when
you're
you were
giving out.
16 before clubs, or were you clubbing at 16?
I was clubbing at
clubbing at
16.
Okay, there we go then.
Yeah. I was coming at full.
Man, wait, I'm not off.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
No,
was
but are you hearing the disc? So
No.
because they were going out, that's the place where they would meet guys. Whereas when
Yeah.
we were 16, we were on road. We weren't in
You
clubs.
didn't have a place
we
to
didn't have a
go.
place.
That's what I'm saying. So for
Let
me,
me
I'm
tell you
talking from my
something.
Yeah, you're talking
experience.
about your
From
experience.
my
Yeah.
experience.
But you were saying that before, like you kind of referenced before that time.
Okay,
which
my
is
bad.
literally
Yeah,
part
yeah.
time.
Okay, my bad.
Do you know
So
what I mean? So
when
we're
I-
saying what it was.
Yeah,
For
in
my
your time.
experience, for me personally, my experience,
Yeah.
it was chops and girls on road.
Yeah.
Or yes, and also in the clubs as well, obviously, definitely. But it was more, people were more approachable, if I just put it that way. Like you didn't have internet, you didn't have all of this stuff, yeah. And now internet is literally where people DMs, dating site.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how people literally meet people
So it's
now.
ruined it, basically.
So now, and I think it's just ruined the socializing of these generation. They're more recluse, they're more to themselves. They don't. You talk about no eye contact, none of these things.
Yeah,
It's because of
yeah.
that. They used to eye contact on their phone, heads down all the time.
And do you feel like this generation has been forced to grow up too quickly? Like when I look at some like prom pictures, some of the dresses the girls are wearing,
Crazy.
I'm just like,
Even the makeup levels.
I'm not trying to police
gone.
nobody's child.
Clear.
I'm not trying to do none of that. But I just feel like, be a child, man. Where's all the Bratz dolls and you know all that stuff that you
It's
girls
so
used to do and the
different though.
Tamagotchis.
Because the
Yeah.
internet is a wild
But
place.
girls
But
at
like-
16 have nails. They have the hair with the baby hairs.
I hear you. But
The-
like,
the eyebrows,
honestly,
the
I'm telling
eyelashes.
you, yeah, even when we was in school, big men used to chirp us without that stuff anyway.
Mm.
It's not. It doesn't change the dynamics of that courting. It just doesn't change it. Do you know what I mean? It hasn't changed it.
Yeah.
Like seriously, so you would still get chirps. It didn't matter what your hair looked like or whether you had nails or makeup or whatever. You didn't need any of those things. Man will still try.
Man will
No,
still
I hear
chat.
that.
No,
but
that's
no, I
facts.
wasn't
I hear
talking
that.
to that. I
I hear
wasn't talking to
that.
that
But I think
point.
he's talking about like
I'm just
growing up
talking in
fast,
general
yeah.
that because from when a girl feels like, okay, I got my nails, she actually starts to think she's grown. So therefore, she's not even going to have.
I thought we were grown. Like,
No, I think it's a real. There's a perception difference because we didn't have.
That's the word, the perception.
That's
yeah.
it. Perception.
Visualization that
Yeah.
kids have now.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it ain't in a magazine, you weren't really seeing it or it's on TV. Whereas now the internet is wild. You can see so much at a very young age that we didn't have. You just didn't know. So then also there's a lack that creates because when people are living in their normal lives, they think that I could be like Tyler. Like it's that accessible to have her same look where it wasn't when we were kids because you didn't even know where she's going to get her clothes from. There's all of those steps and how she got there, how much work, you don't see all of that. So there's a thing of I'm missing out or I'm less than because I should be like her, which we didn't really have. If the magazines were different, how you dressed, what your hair was like. I remember when weave came along and it was like, it was American, so American to have a weave. Now girls fully fledged with lace fronts. That's wild. We had little ponytails and we slicked down our fringes.
I will say though, white girls though, they were always more advanced. They wore makeup to school. They wore that. They had like, they looked older. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think there was a
They had
very
access.
stark difference. Whereas like, I think like black girls and white girls now, they kind of like more on the even playing field in terms of like how much they do. Do you know what I mean? In terms
That's
of
our
makeup and hair
parenting.
and stuff and everything like that.
I blame
But they'll
us. I blame
definitely-
our generation.
Fair enough.
For actually not keeping that real
Gatekeeping
childhood.
that. Yeah.
And
giving
it's
them
like we kind of allow our kids you don't even see the separation. Like with Love Island, the 24-year-olds, to me, they look like they're 40.
Do you think?
They're doing all of the
Do
same
you think?
things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you feel like that's what's happened though? Like, especially when you talk like the women's section, like a lot of the older women, instead of guiding the younger ones, now they're in competition with them. Do you agree? Do you agree with some of that?
It happens,
Or
but
enabling.
it's a different world. I think there are a lot of women that take the stance of you can be who you want to be, and with that comes consequences. So the growing doesn't seem to, like, there's not the wisdom being passed on. Like, actually, you have time. In your 20s, enjoy that. You don't have to be like you're big old, like you're 40. You don't have to have fillers. You don't have to have this perfect body that
BBL
you're
and all
seeing,
this
'cause
stuff.
It's not even real. Everything is Photoshop. So you're so misguided, and that's the thing when I say perception. It's not real, but because you think that's what's going on, you're trying to emulate it. And it's like, that isn't actually life. And then they get to a point in their 20s and they realise later on, I think I've damaged myself to do this.
I don't think that that older women are in competition with younger women in any sort of, not really. Do you know what I mean? I think that this is like a massive like misconception. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, even with, I don't even know, like, you know, like when any sort of older woman says anything about a younger woman, it's like, oh, she's an auntie, she's this, she's that, do you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
You're not allowed
and
to
it's just
criticise,
like, no, babe, it's just like, first of all, I could just be giving you general advice. Do you know what I mean? But they're so hard ears that they just don't want to listen to it. Do you know what I mean? And they kind of see older women as a threat. It's just like, why? Like,
But that's what I'm trying to say to you. You see, you're saying everything.
There is a disconnect.
Yeah, you're saying everything because where is that disconnect though? That's what, if you're saying they're seeing older women as a threat, that's because I've heard that question I just asked you. I've heard that sentiment a lot. Like, these older women are in competitions, they're younger, they don't want to grow up. So I've heard that. That's why I asked that question. So why do you think they feel like? Why do you feel like they feel like older women are a threat rather than a source of like guidance, wisdom? Yeah, exactly. Why do you feel that?
I think like we're in a interesting time where, you know, to look at a person, you don't necessarily know how old they are. Do you know what I mean? And our society is kind of really done a number on women in terms of like that your youth is your most valuable time on earth. Like, you know what I mean? And if you don't maximize that, then you're has-been by the time you get to 30. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like from the moment they can have comprehension that their clock is running out, whether that's biological clock, do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And also their value, which is, you know, their what they look like, do you know what I mean? That all their values placed on that. And that is just like, it's just a myth. It's just a made up concept. It's not real. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like, yes, it is marketing and it's part of patriarchy and all these things, you know? So like, I just think like that is, and that's not just black, that's not in just the black community. That is just global. So
you reckon when women get to a certain age and all of that, you don't think they struggle to find a counterpart?
When women get to a certain age, that they struggle to.
You don't think is a problem to find, like, if women get to a certain age, let's say women in the late 30s or 40s that are still single and stuff, you don't think they have struggles in finding? I'm only asking that to your point where you talk about is all a myth, like it's made up, the concept you think? I think
the concept of the competition is made up. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
You have a sell-by date by 30 it's a myth. It's not true. Do you know what I mean? It's like your has-been by 40, like it's not true. Like, you don't lose your, do you know what I mean? You don't lose who you, it's not you hit 40 and then you're just not the, do you know what I mean?
A person anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
you
you're
don't
still
become
the same.
invisible, like, you know? And now, like, where, like, we've gone through this, I guess, like, this kind of pseudo-empowerment movement, do you know what I mean? It's just, like, you can just be yourself still, do you know what I mean? You don't have to dress like an old maiden to signal to society that I'm now over 40.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do these things anymore. But, like, to answer your question in terms of, like, relationships, I don't think they're going for the same types of guys. Like, you know, like I don't think an older woman is necessarily going for the same kind of guy that a younger girl is going to go for.
I think they are,
Do you know
though.
what I mean? No, because those guys, and you'll know this when you're older, those guys do not want the women of their age. They don't. They want younger. Men generally date younger.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I mean,
so
that's to your point.
with the same,
You're not listening. They're not competing with the same guy.
Who is
the
it?
same.
Because the guys our age will be going for younger girls, so they're not going to want us. They're going to go for the guys that are older than us. Do you get it? They're not competing for the same guy.
And they shouldn't be.
No.
Because maturity level. And
I get it, but I don't agree.
Yeah,
I get it, but I don't agree.
It's not how it goes. I think there is this perception again that people are all after this kind of 35-year-old man who has all of the options. And honestly, they actually really don't. And that's the thing. Men have put this forward, but women actually know this man, unless he's mature and is really established, that 40-year-old woman is not really looking at that dude. Because she doesn't want to be a sugar mama.
No.
Unless she wants to be a sugar mama.
Yeah.
But generally, that guy is looking at the 20s and then they try and paint like everybody wants a 20-year-old. No, there are a whole load of men that are nearing their 50s and they don't want a 20-year-old.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
So it kind of meshes out, really. It's not that crazy.
I hear it.
Actually,
I also just wanted to touch on, there are guys as well. I don't want it just to be, we'll talk about the women, guys that are also growing up too quickly. Back in my day, your first car was a Fiat Punto, Volkswagen Polo. What was your first car?
Polo.
Ford Escort.
Was it Escort?
No, not him.
Polo, and yours?
Oh, Smart 44.
Okay, you're immune from this conversation. But us that had the struggle cars, now, first car is a BMW 1 Series or an Audi A3. It's like, bro, you're 18, 19. How are you affording that? They're taking these girls to Nobu, the nice restaurants, making us niggas look bad. You know, that actually work 9 to 5. You know, they're going to Dubai like it's down the road, like it's just Peckham. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, where is this coming from?
It's sad.
You know?
Oh my God.
And that's making them feel like they can chat to me. They think they're now on my level and have no respect for me just because they don't. Wait, Uzi, let me land because I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to somebody. Yeah.
Keep flying this plane.
You think you can now chat to me because you're going to Dubai every other weekend?
What?
Just because I mean, you're 19 years old. I'm a big man, you know.
Messing up the whole game.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, like in the world of men, how do you?
In the world of men.
How do you guys compete with each other? Isn't it not money, status, power?
I'm not competing with you, bro.
No, but that's. I mean,
Yeah.
They compete with you.
That's the thing. Stop. Sorry, Uzi, go ahead.
The thing is that, you know what I think, the way I look at life is naturally, innit? The older we get, the more things evolve, like, things are just going to get easier, do you know what I mean? I was in the office talking to a guy today about IT stuff. He's telling me, when I came up, we was using floppy disk and this, and then we have to wait every time you change your part.
I don't mind that going. Those are the things that
every
can go.
time you change your part, you want to go 10, you have to wait another. I'm like, I don't want to be doing that, bro.
Yeah.
Really and truly, you've had some hard times. It's like you've
had some hard times.
It's
That's
like our pops,
bro.
These men were driving cars without power steering. And I don't want that.
That's
Do you know what I'm saying?
point.
So naturally,
Things get
the older
easier.
we're getting, things are getting easier for them. Do you know what I mean? Before, we would get like, from 18, you can get credit, whatever. We used to hold back.
Yeah.
But now everyone's, do you know what I mean? They're doing
you're
social
right.
media.
Yeah.
They're
No,
doing
big man,
content.
because having a
Do you know what I'm
lease
saying?
of finance back in the day, you'd
Bro,
hide.
you have to
You
give
would lie.
your limbs. You have to give a
exactly.
man.
You wouldn't
Like,
tell your boys because it'd be embarrassing that you couldn't get it off your own cash. But now everyone's finance, Klarna everywhere,
bro, do you
everything
know-
Klarna.
do you
Even
know
Uber
what I
Eats
know?
has
I
Klarna.
don't
I know,
like
it's
clothes.
Do you not want to know the reality of everything? And I just wish like everyone could just get on with this thing we call life, innit? The truth of the matter is, at that time, that was great. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So when I talk about, you're talking about people driving cars with no power steering at that time it's like the fact that there's even this thing called a car was great. Where before you're talking about riding horses or maybe even walking to places, right? So there comes along a car. So at that time it was great. But now, where you have automatics, now it's like, wow, you lot have it easy, innit? But when you look at I think life is just a gradual involvement, and I feel like now we're experiencing what we're experiencing now. We're gonna get to a certain age where I feel like they're gonna invent certain things, but we're gonna be like, oh, back in our days, you're already talking about it now. Back in our days, we never had this, we never had that. But I remember how excited I was to be able to get a 5-day pass.
No, I hear
You know
that.
what I'm talking about? No, facts.
But now they got unlimited minutes.
Yeah, but I remember when I
That's
got
standard.
my first ever phone, like that. Is it Siemens or so? Is it Samsung? Do you know the blue with the orange screen? That phone.
Siemens probably,
Yeah,
'cause I remember Siemens
I remember
was
when I
orange.
thought, bro, do you know how dead that was? But I remember how happy, bro, the day I dropped that phone in the toilet, in school. Bro, I cried tears,
hear
bro.
it. I hear
So
it.
what I'm saying, but then now when I look back to having a Pro Max and all of these things, you're like thinking, this is crazy, the way we've come from.
I hear that, but my issue is the lack of respect, bro. For example, I remember...
Who taught them the respect? Who taught them the respect?
But the lack of respect to what?
Okay, I'll give you an example, yeah. I remember one time I was managing this guy, and he was older than me. So the way I used to speak to him was like, yo, like he was my uncle, like I'd have respect for him.
Oh, yeah.
Then the roles reversed. Now I'd be managed by a girl that I was older than, and she would chat to man like I'm a dickhead.
Violating you,
just violating me.
Violated, bro.
Like, you know when someone's passive aggressive but in a nice way. Oh, I thought I explained myself properly the first time and stuff like that. And it's just like, where's the respect?
Jesus, no.
These young people, they just chat to man anyhow. I even have respect. I was telling you about the toilet cleaner, the uncle that I see at my workplace. Every time I see him, I say, hi uncle, how are you? I sit down and have a conversation. But you think you'll get that from these young people?
No. Some of them.
Fake news.
Yeah, some. It depends how they was raised, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked who taught them these things.
And also as well, it's just like as more, obviously, next generation are more integrated into, especially this society, do you know what I mean? Those respect levels are going to diminish.
Yeah.
Culture changes, isn't it? Their culture changes. The way they interact, it's just going to be way different.
Yeah. It's a different place because I do... Although there are things that I put in place for my boys, like they have old school respect values, but there is a part of you don't just give it to anybody willy-nilly, like how I was taught. Not all adults deserve your respect because some of them are shitty.
Okay.
And I want my boys to have a voice as well. Like, I don't want them to be silent.
Just get pushed over,
Yeah, I don't want them to like just be hanging out with like nonsense elders. Like, actually, you need to have discernment to pick who you follow counsel from, because some people are toxic.
They're going to lead you astray,
They will lead you astray, your life will be shit, and they'll talk about you. And it's like, so you don't have to give that person respect. Those are the shifting. So maybe, the girl that was leading you, maybe you weren't doing all your work.
How did we get...
I'm just saying.
Was someone leading you? Oh, yeah, that your manager, that your young manager.
Maybe you weren't actually working properly. So, she was trying to tell you.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like
no, but I get your point. And I know I've kind of deeped it from when I look at everyone's character outside, and I feel like we have this thing like respect. No matter what you do for a living, even where you feel like your position is, we would see someone that we know is older than us and is less than, and or maybe not in the position that we're in, and you still hear that respect. I'll just say, good afternoon, uncle, good morning, uncle. Like, what you're talking about, I know exactly what you're talking about, the cleaners, but then you're doing this, but you still give them that respect.
100%.
Like, uncle, do you need help with that? Like,
or uncle,
and
do you want a coffee?
Or you see it like an elder or like an older auntie with shopping bags, struggling, like, my aunt, let me help you with that. I see that we still have that kind of values, and I've not seen a lot of that. And I think to your point you mentioned earlier on, is it the parents' fault? You reckon that's not?
It's different styles of parenting. It's different. It's changing.
It's gentle parenting, I hear. That's the new parenting they do.
Gentle parenting, like literally, like you can't shout at your kids. You're gonna have like long discussions with them. There are so many different parenting styles.
Long discussions.
Like, really, with a 5-year-old, I have quite a few friends that follow this. Like, they're sitting there talking to them, and they exasperate me because I just want to beat their kid. But they're having like, it's not Tarquin, but let's just call him Tarquin.
Yeah.
Like, you just sit down there, like eat this. Like, it's all a discussion.
Yeah. Fake news. Long. You better eat this food or you're going hungry. Simple.
What's your parenting style, if I may ask? Like, what do you think you've managed to do? What have you done differently that you feel? And because you mentioned earlier your sons, they have respect, but at the same time, obviously you've be able to teach them like not to just give their respect anyhow. How have you managed to gotten them to We're kind of strict-ish, but you'll be punished, and then maybe, depending on your mood, then we can have a discussion when you've calmed down. But you will be punished. What's the punishment looking
punishments
like?
Rock bottom? It's never hitting, because I wasn't hit.
Okay. I rate that.
Must be nice.
I don't... They're not the boys that need beating.
Okay.
Either.
They don't do things on that scale.
No, they were generally just scared of you shouting. Okay. That's all we had to do. And so, like, you'll have your time out, your
or maybe take some stuff away from them.
Is gone. Like, it's not one thing.
Do you ever say, I'm going to call Auntie Psycho?
You're not letting this out.
But that's the thing. Yes, we do have the court of auntie and uncle.
See?
Wow,
if you've
that's
escalated,
nice.
I told you.
you're gonna get spoken
And
to.
they don't want to go there, boy.
But then at the same merit, if you've done really well, all of your aunties and uncles will know.
I love that. I love
that.
that. It's not just a bad thing.
Yeah,
You reward them. I love
So
that.
they go through all of that, and they spend a lot of time with their grandparents too.
Oh, nice.
So they have that influence, which I never had. I didn't have
That is so key.
So they teach them a different way, innit? It's different.
Yeah, that's true.
They're lucky in that respect.
That's dope.
The only thing we're lacking on is language. They don't know how to speak Tree or Ga.
Oh, okay.
We all struggle with that. Trust me,
that's a
innit?
lack.
We're all
We had
struggling
an
with
episode
that.
on
Yeah,
that.
we had an episode and we're all
a lot of
struggling with that. It's not
diaspora.
just you. You're not
Yeah.
alone. How about you?
So, what, are you doing anything about it?
Oh, sorry.
They will learn their language.
Okay.
By force, by fire, by force. Too lassie. No.
Me, I'm not a parent, but I've helped raise a plethora of children.
Wow, look at you helping
Come through, Nanny
plethoras.
McPhee.
Yeah.
Yes. So I would say like I'm very my auntie in style is very kind of like strict but fair. Like I'm definitely the fun.
I like that, strict but fair.
But there's definitely clear lines, boundaries, like, and whatever their parent wants to enforce, that's what I uphold.
You follow that,
You
that's
know what I mean?
nice.
Like, and it's consistent across the board. That's definitely my style. But I think I had to change my ways, right? So when I was brought up, I was beaten. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Child.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Quite severely as well. Do you know what I mean? So
I hear it.
I continued that cycle in the beginning. Do you know what I mean? Until I think it was like a friend of mine. She was just like, "But why?" And I couldn't really give her a reason other than that was just what I went through. Do you know what I
agree,
mean? That
yeah.
kind of thing. So it was just like, okay, actually, let me try a different approach.
Change
Do you know
that.
what I mean? So I just started experimenting with my nieces and nephews, like what works and what doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? In terms of discipline and stuff. But like, yeah, and just the various different things work for different children. That's what I learned.
Yeah, that's
really
true.
and truly,
I agree.
you know? So yeah, but like, yeah, I'm also like that, you know, if you do something, you're going to get, I will over-index on praise for doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So even if it's like, do you know what I mean? You were kind to someone, which I value and I think is a strong, you know, do you know what I mean? Like moral to have, like kindness in general. Like I'm going to over-index on praise for that. Like, you know.
So it's balance.
Yeah, exactly.
Balance.
But yeah.
I agree. Uzi, what are you going to say? I thought you wanted to say something earlier.
No, I was just saying, me, I'm just more, you know, I'm more of this energy of like, I feel like as we grew up in Africa, there's been this force of like, you must respect your elders.
Yeah.
But these elders ain't doing nothing for the community.
You've never followed that rule from time, innit?
Like,
yeah, I remember.
No,
yeah.
I think like, I feel like for me, it was a bit like, when I was in Africa, you know, you have to be forced to follow it, innit?
Yeah.
And that's where the problem is, innit? Because when a society in Africa, you know, the uncles, the aunties, they can just do whatever they
They'll
want.
harass you,
But when you
bro.
come to a
Everyone
country
feels
like
it.
this, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's good. It has its pros and cons in the sense of, yo, like you're not just gonna come and get respect from me because you think you're uncle. And these times you're not doing nothing to help us out. Like you just,
Yeah.
I'm older than you, so you must
Yeah,
respect
because of that,
me.
yeah,
You know what I mean? 'Cause
yeah.
I even like, I've been seeing a lot of stuff online with like, obviously there's this guy that has, what's it called? Like he's always talking about a lot of situations. Not saying he's right in all of it, but there's things like, oh, like you can't say something about older people kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, there's wrong and there's right. Do you know what I mean? So
Because
I
they're
feel
older, even they're wrong, don't
Yeah,
say
like
nothing.
it's like everybody has to bow down. Like it's like, oh, I don't tolerate.
Nah,
I don't. Do you know what I mean? I won't hesitate to slap an uncle if I have to. Like not in a rude way. If I thought not in a disrespectful way, but if you're doing something that warrants you to get slapped, then you'll get slapped.
It's the fact he said not in a disrespectful way. How?
No, not in
There's
a
no way you can do that.
Yeah,
There's no way you can
No,
slap
I'm
someone
not being
respectfully.
like I don't walk it like you say. When I see uncles,
I know what you mean.
Yo, uncle, how you doing? You know what I mean? You say hello, whatever. But you can't just think. You just
Yeah,
walk
no,
and think,
one thing
"Oh,
that's different
uncle."
about Uzi though,
You have to respect
Uzi
that.
will pick who he's gonna give respect to you or who he's not. Like, whilst I feel like with me, if you're old naturally, it don't matter what. I'm just gonna give you respect. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Uncles and aunties abuse that power.
No, I agree.
That's where the problem is.
I agree.
Oh, you sit down there, you stupid, you small
Been
boy.
violated a lot of time.
What do you mean? I just bought you food. This time, a small boy. How? Like,
to your point.
show man some respect as well. You know what I mean?
To your
I don't
point.
subscribe to that. You know.
Do you remember when we spoke about trigger warning, but the abuse stuff? The one of the older women, like, it will be because of that thing in your head. Like in my language, we've got a saying that says "omuzade tasobia," and that basically means a parent is never wrong. Yeah. But it's more general. It means an adult is never wrong. So when that's drilled in your head, if you now get abused by one of them, you're like, how can I go and report that? Do you know what I mean? Because in your head, it's like, no one's going to believe me because of the adults. And that's the downsides of, that's why I agree with what you're saying, is that it can't just be a blanket to everybody. Like, that respect has to work both ways. Like, that it has to be.
No, I grew up in that, man. Like, my family, like, my aunt, because I got a lot of, like, women in, like, my family. I grew up around predominant women, and it's like, I just constantly get violated, bruv. And every time... they, you know, because I got with one of my auntie, which I'm really, really close to. She's like a mum to me, right? She would always call me, I know she's wrong. I know she shouldn't have done that, but, you know, you have to apologize. You know how... And then, you know, that constantly, and in my mind, I'm always thinking, it messed with me for a very long time. Like, because I'm always like, am I in the wrong here? Like, why am I always... I find myself always apologizing, even though I'm the one being done wrong. And yeah, man, I've had to deal with that for a very long time. Up until like recently, I probably up until last year. I said, nah. I'm not gonna take it. And I just
fucking leave it.
And I'm just like, I don't have it no more. When
now
she
you
calls
stand
me
up for yourself.
When she calls me, I'm like, we could talk about it, but don't even think to utter, go and apologize. No, I'm not doing that no more. It's done. The new day is here, and I'm not doing it no more.
I'm proud of you, boo.
And bro, I said, no, I ain't doing it no more.
You go get your rights.
Exactly, yes. no, but it's facts.
No, but I hear you.
You know what I mean? I think there was a situation that happened. I think this was funny anyways. Remember I told you, like, obviously I had to go to college and finish off, but I had to do access course. And you know, access course, you get older people in there.
Yeah.
And we were sitting in the same class. This uncle just turned around to another student like, will you shut up? And the way this guy stuck it on in my head, I was like, you see, you can't, we're in the same class. Them uncles are not unstuck. If you want to be an uncle, you can't, me and you are in the same class. Like, you can't just tell a man to shut up. Like, what do you think this is? Do you know what I mean? These are the kind of, like, you know who I am.
That's a good point.
I feel like sometimes as well, we almost like, we don't integrate into the society we've come into. Like, you come from Africa and you come here and you don't read the room. Like, I understand I've totally firmly agree that keep values of, like, because you still need to teach that onto your kids to be able
100%.
to, so they can go have a place to relate to, but you need to also integrate to your new society, adapt that certain things you can't do here, certain things you can't do here. I need to start thinking, but they're stuck in their ways. And they want to behave the same way they were doing back home here. And they get, like you're saying, bear uncles, I see bear uncle get slapped up for no reason. It's crazy.
It's not mean, but some of them need a slap.
No. But we got to give them, like, it's a different time. If you think a lot of our parents and grandparents, they were around during colonialism. They were separated from their families. They were placed in Christian boarding schools. They were actually nurtured. Like, let's say you go back 200, 300 years for the ones that were in Africa. It's a different... So we kind of were brought up by a different type of a human, actually. Like, the love was displayed in lots of different ways, and it was kind of corporal punishment. So they're harder. They're not emotionally intelligent. It's like we have to give space for our grandparents and parents were really brought up in a different time. And so we then put in our emotional intelligence, and it is... I know the feeling, it's frustrating. It is like, but why do you not know how to even say I love you? But who was telling them they loved them? So it's a different world that they were in as well.
I've seen some parents, I've seen people of that generation, quite a lot actually, adapt
Yeah,
I've seen it.
They're getting, but usually it's through their kids. Like really putting in the work and going to therapy and being like, look, so you can tap into your emotions now, and that's changing. And they're really good as grandparents.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And you see
amazing, amazing.
Yeah, they're so soft.
Amazing.
The abuse I got, my kids don't get it from their grandparents. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, it's different.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's because they were in fight or flight.
Yeah,
They're in survival mode.
Survival
They're
mode.
like,
Yeah.
I can't even be doting on this kid. Like that kid has to shut up and go to school, and because they just want you to thrive in that way.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a hard space. We're kind of like an experiment generation. So all we got to do is try and fix ourselves.
I agree.
Charity begins at home. Praise God.
It does.
I still get slapped anytime broad daylight.
We need to unpack this another time because there's something.
I feel like you're in the mood to
You want to
slap
slap someone.
I don't have these
Like,
uncles.
chat
They
shit,
just
get banged.
some of them they got no manners, you know.
One day I hope someone doesn't say that to you.
No, because you know me, I've never been someone that demands respect.
You're saying that now, but once
I've
you're
never-
there
no,
and you're
I've
an old
never,
man,
bro.
you
I've-
paid
I
your
don't
dues.
demand respect.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. That's why. So you see me, I'm very careful on being definitively like, this is it, like because you don't know. Life has a way of changing you, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm just always like, I'm learning as I'm going along,
Yeah,
and I'm
humbles you.
growing as I'm going along, and that's all I'd have to say about
We
that.
do have to wrap up. We've had a very long
But we'll
discussion.
be here all night, you know.
And I've really
I love
enjoyed
chatting
it.
with you guys.
No, I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
really
I
good.
enjoyed it. Even the insults, you know, the bullying, everything
Yeah, I'm
in
not gonna
between.
lie. I feel like you. I'm sorry.
I haven't even taken it
but I'm
personal.
here for you if you need to talk.
Not holding no grudges, but it's between you.
a
And,
lot of
I
corn.
couldn't lie though.
no,
like,
it's calm. It's just between you and your God. That's what I'm saying.
know,
you and your God when you
Why
get
are you
home.
threatening her? I don't understand. This is a safe space, bro. Don't
remember,
threaten our
I
guests,
am the
please.
God, so it's between me and
make
me.
the
innit?
Thank you. Exactly.
But you didn't get to say your
Grace.
no, not
Oh,
great.
sorry.
Enemy of progress. She said it was the
Enemy of
bus man.
progress.
Yeah,
he was
real
mine.
quickly.
The boss man.
Mate.
Yeah, she said it's
Yeah,
the
the bus stop.
dad.
The bus stop.
The
The
dad.
dad.
was my enemy of
The dad
progress.
was
His
her
name is not the bus stop dad. That's his
Enemy of
name.
progress.
Bus stop dad.
Bus stop dad.
Oh, mate, it's a bit silly. It's
No,
a
don't
bit
worry, it's
silly.
okay. We like
but
silly.
it's just the sound equipment on our last episode.
Yeah.
It's my enemy of progress.
Okay.
Because it's so bad.
The equipment itself, not the
Seriously.
engineer.
Oh, is that shot fired?
Yes.
Oh,
But it's fine.
okay.
True.
What's that? What happened?
This is still coming
No,
out, so.
because it's really bad. The sound is really bad, and it was a great episode. We had Richie Brave on our last episode.
Oh, yeah,
I saw it with the.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
that.
The
I
sound is so bad, and I'm just annoyed.
How bad is bad?
Bad.
That's bad. It's got an echo on it. It's
Yeah.
been through AI.
I can't even listen to it. I can't.
Swear.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
like, you
We're not gonna say who it was. I'll be just gonna keep that.
No. I mean, like, it's not anyone's fault. It's just the equipment.
It's
innit?
someone's fault.
No.
Psycho. Don't do this. You don't back down.
Stand on business.
It's mad how we
I would
think
check-
AI can say everything. They're calling up all AI now.
Honestly,
I had to run it through AI, but it wasn't
wasn't.
great. But this is the thing with podding, though, isn't it? It's
It happens.
people think,
Breakout.
oh, it's
It's
great.
easy.
You're gonna
Yeah.
do it. You're gonna take
What
off.
happened? I'm
No,
gonna
it's
expose this.
They
Right?
don't know what happened.
I'm
innit?
gonna expose it. Exclusive.
Go on.
Remember we had the episode with Lai Wasabi.
Yeah. What happened?
Brother, if you lot knew how long did this guy stay up for, because he got home, the visuals, there was no audio. Brother, I told me anyway, said we'll keep it between ourselves. 'Cause he wasn't.
But you
he
know
wasn't
what?
there.
No,
he
but
wasn't there.
God was
And a lot of
working
these
that
lot-
day
you lot
because
wasn't there.
normally we don't press record
It
on
was
the
me and him
audio.
and Leona. He told
That day
you.
the audio, so I had to sync up
Oh,
the words. I have to find the words.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lucky,
To
but-
make it sync.
Bro,
Yeah.
normally
There was no audio to
we
sync.
don't, because our thing automatically records. You know how it goes. But there was a memory card in the interface.
so you just-
That's what saved us.
Do we have that memory card today by Nang? Nah, that has to be our backup because now you love added a
no,
new
no, no,
thing.
No, that
It's
last
no
time,
one's
no,
fault, 'cause
something
you don't
happened.
remember.
We had to, so
Our team members were not. They were
had to
not,
change
they
the
were not
ATEM.
available.
Production had to change ATEM before we had to start because he noticed something. So he changed the ATEM and forgot to press record on the thing.
But press record on the backup.
Yeah, but there was a recording
Wow.
on the backup,
Lucky.
so we got lucky.
Okay, can we move on? Because now I'm just scared.
You guys,
No, it's scary.
That's what
I
man.
want to tell you.
That,
That's why we didn't wanna tell
I
you,
hear
bro.
it, and I
That's why we
respect you for
wanna
that
tell
because
you.
you don't know.
Yeah,
You don't know how I
exactly,
get.
exactly.
Because I was now saying, okay, guys, are we recording?
I told him
But
we
no.
solved it.
Yeah?
Don't Don't tell nobody. We die with this. I'm joking.
Okay, quickly before we go, do you want to plug the podcast? Anything you got coming up or anything like that?
Oh, yes. So, yeah, obviously, watch Your Aunties Could Never. Follow us on all platforms. Your Aunties Could Never. Obviously, I'm Sade.
I am Nana. Also, we do have our 200th episode coming up.
200.
200.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
You lot not babies anymore.
No.
Wow.
We've been doing this 4 years.
Come
Wow.
Weekly episodes. We go
200.
live every day with
Yeah.
Labrish as well.
So if you like reality, watch that. It's like 1 o'clock every day, Monday to Friday.
Love
Yeah,
that.
kind of thing. So, yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
See,
Okay.
life is bubbling.
I promise you guys, their
Don't hear
podcast
them,
is
your
amazing.
aunties
This
could
can never.
Even you
Aunties-
can never.
We can never. No, we've been locked in for a while now, so
Yeah.
this just feels like it was overdue.
It felt like that.
same.
The chemistry was crazy.
Yeah,
Thank
chemistry
you
is
for having
crazy.
us.
No. Thank you guys for coming
And we're
on.
going to have you on our show as well.
We can't wait.
Yes.
Yes.
And we need to have the other aunties on one day as well.
Yeah, facts, we
because it's
need
not just
to.
them two guys, by the way. There's
Yeah,
four
there's four of
aunties.
You want to shut them out, man? Shut them out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hey, AK, hey, Farah.
Oh, wow. Hey.
Should I even have to?
Yeah,
I mean, I just saw them like earlier on.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, you
Bloody
guys
hell.
have them on. It will
Yeah.
It's a different energy.
Yeah,
You
different
know,
energy.
Farah is fiery.
What we
Yeah,
expecting?
we
A
know.
fiery.
Yeah.
Farah is fiery.
You
AK
and
is
Farah will
more-
have to sit up next to each other because I know
I'm
they'll
not
be.
fiery. Can you end
Just
this
before
thing? Can you end
can you
this thing,
give us
please?
an analysis of?
Oh, this guy, man. I don't like doing this.
Like, give
I
us
should
an
actually
analysis.
wait. Oh, I
Now,
thought
I
you never
wanna know.
asked.
Okay.
Oh, don't do
You're
that.
never going to ask.
Oh, my goodness.
This will be
Love this.
interesting.
Well,
okay.
no, it's solicited.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, all right. I love your stance on a lot of things. I like that you're kind of like the kind of pleasant peacemaker.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You're really like a gentleman. You are like a new age sassy man.
If only you know. A new age gentleman.
man.
Sassy man.
Like, I like your style.
Sassyism.
I think, I like your
Style.
opinions on things. It's very mature.
Appreciate that. I'm sassy, but it's all good.
Yes. I would say that you kind of border on, sometimes it feels like you could kind of appreciate incel material sometimes. Sometimes
Appreciate what?
incel material, like just the man's point of view that can be a little bit extreme.
Okay.
The pair of you can do that. And you're very antagonistic. And I don't know why you always try and beef him.
Wow.
And you don't like taking like constructive criticism. You always have a comeback.
From where?
Or just all the time. Whenever you guys are having your like communal talks, it's always you that can be like a bit of a problem. Like, no, I'm gonna be late.
I can't obey
I'm
these
gonna be
guys.
late if I'm gonna be late.
You gotta
And-
obey
How
anyway.
can I obey these guys?
Yeah, exactly. That's why
How?
you're antagonistic.
I'm so glad.
If you're
not
wrong,
giving
you're
me
wrong,
nothing to
bro.
obey.
If you're wrong, you're wrong. That's what they say.
I asked for this, and now they're giving it to you.
You asked for it.
That was.
Fair kind of
Yeah, I think it was fair
What do you
summary.
think? Do you agree? Please don't agree, please.
No, don't pressure her.
Edit my own
Shade,
small.
go
Edit
round.
my own small.
Shade,
Edit
go
my own
round.
small.
I really
be
like
honest.
your dynamic. I really just
I like
generally
that.
like your
Thank you.
dynamic for sure. Like, I think.
Don't put bots. Don't put bots.
Seriously. I think you've got some really strong opinions. I do
Strong.
think they're very,
That's a
very
nice way
strong.
of saying it. A
And like-
really strong opinion.
But I feel like you're not necessarily willing to budge on your position, which is a good and a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think equally, you know, kind of thing, because it means that you're very sound in your mind. Like, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it may be something
To leave room to grow.
Expand. Do you know what I
Okay,
mean?
I'll take that.
Interesting.
I'll take that.
Yourself, I would say that you're quite antagonistic as well. but I feel like I see the humor in it.
Stubborn
Do you know what I
boy.
mean?
Yeah, we see the humor in it.
definitely
We see the humor.
in
It's
it,
jokes.
kind of thing. So that's cool. And yourself, I think, like
Sassy.
Some kind of use reverse psychology. I don't know what it's doing. Use reverse psychology.
Sorry.
No, I
You
just
have to
think
call him
like,
Sassy, call him.
I just
What,
think,
please go.
yeah, like
Be
kind
honest.
of like
He's watching.
more chilled in your opinions. Like just definitely more chilled in your opinions. But I think like you play the role of kind of like pushing the conversation into a different space, which is a lot what AK does.
Okay.
So it's just like, yeah, but your mind can be changed.
Yeah, I'm very fluid, by the way.
That's mad.
Pause.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But yeah, that's my opinion.
Oh, I like your opinion. I prefer your opinion.
Well put.
No, we love you guys.
We love
joking,
you
I'm
too.
joking. No,
Honestly,
we love you guys too, man.
today has just furthered, cemented our bond.
It has.
Yeah.
I
It
swear.
has. I think it
I
has.
feel like I can actually now proper call you and be like, I'm gonna post this picture. What do you think? Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, honestly, I'm gonna do that. Because I have
the
a
leader
picture
of the Sassy
loaded.
Association now. You have to be approving and
I have a picture
disapproving.
loaded.
Don't egg him on.
No. I'll be honest.
When are you gonna do? Just say sassy. Not sassy. Yeah, don't say that. Sassy. Yeah, that's it.
Giving sassy.
I agree with that.
I did say that the other day. I said it's giving, and I got called sassy. for
Yeah,
that.
giving is sassy.
Yeah,
To
I
say
said-
it's given as a man is it? What do you think?
But it's because it's now because I've got sisters and everything. It was too much.
Is it sassy? Oh, wow.
Is that sassy?
It is.
So you wrote in a caption like it's giving.
No, God forbid.
Oh, you said
I was
it.
talking to my
That's even
sister
worse
and I
than
was
you
trying
say
to
out loud.
annoy her because she was like moaning about something. I was like, it's giving immature. I was just trying to be combative, but
Do you know what it's about? I told Carly, it's not every lingo you
That
have to
I
start
say
taking it on.
No, you're right. It's my fault because I'm trying to be down with the kids.
I know what.
And then
I know why. I know.
Yeah,
vomiting all the lingo.
Yeah.
It's
That's why I still say chung ting. I stick to what I
Those
know.
things come out all the time.
Exactly. I
Okay,
still
it's
stick to
giving.
what
I need to end the podcast.
Yeah.
So no, guys,
No, we
please.
can use old school slang.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's allowed. That's not sassy.
It's not allowed. It's
I
not
think it's
allowed.
allowed. Painting.
I think
Chung ting.
painting. Like, come on, man. It's classic. Like classics.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, she said she's not with me.
So that's giving sassy as well.
Is it sassy?
No, that's not sassy.
Oh, but it's just out of
giving
know,
dating.
It dated. It's giving
There's a
dated.
guy with a list of all the stuff men can't do. That get the ick
yeah.
list. Yeah, we need to start a sassy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a sassy one. So there's an ick list. We need a sassy list. We'll start it.
You know, production still says things like skeezer.
What?
Yeah, production.
said that?
That's like old man production. It still says skeezer and stuff like that.
Guys, anyway, please let us know what you think about the episode. What do you think sassy is sassy and what's not sassy? You also tell us in the comments.
It's true, very true.
Please subscribe, follow,
And tell us
share.
which of us three you think is sassy. Sorry. Leave in the comments. But sorry, no. Sorry, go.
I'm not. At least I don't watch incel material. Until
What's
next
incel?
time. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the In My Opinion podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, peace.